Welcome to another episode of CoinNewsExtra interview. So it's a program where we invite innovators, enthusiasts, and investors in the ecosystem to talk about matters arising, the impact they are making, and the blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech. So today I have with me the CEO and founder of XendBit, which is under Digital Transaction Limited. We have Bolaji Onibudo. Thank you, Bolaji, for joining us today.
Pleasure, I can hear you.
Okay, it's our pleasure too. So we are looking at the impact you're doing amazingly. We're doing dealing with XendBit. So we want to take a deep dive around what you're doing and how the ecosystem is. But before we go straight to that, I would like to know briefly about you and your background.
Okay, of course, my name is Bolaji Onibudo. I currently am the MD of Digital Transaction Services, the developers of XendBit, which is a blockchain multi-chain platform, which means it supports multiple blockchain from Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. And also, it's a solution that we're hoping to aid financial services for the unbanked, underbanked, and also the banked in terms of those that want to invest in crypto assets. By background, I have a degree in computer engineering, and I have about 2 decades of experience both internationally in the UK, the US, and also solution for the Nigerian customs to aid their excise trade business. That we worked with Oracle Corporation in San Francisco and Oracle Nigeria. After that, I've been highly involved in developing the XendBit platform. There have been some, obviously challenges along the way, changes, a lot of moving targets in the market. And of course, COVID has almost cost us a year's delay in many activities. But we're here, we're resilient. As Jack Ma of Alibaba said, once we were able to survive 2020, we have indeed made a profit. So I like to believe those of us still hanging in there making a profit. So that's pretty much my background.
Interesting. That's a nice one. You have a nice background. So we are looking at, you made mention about the COVID, the impact of COVID, the negative impact it's having on businesses. So on XendBit, your services, how has it been affecting you, the COVID-19, and also how has it been affecting the blockchain space?
Well, for XendBit in particular, we were hoping to have started quite a number of initiatives. One is working with the Bank of Industry on an initiative, and the other is with the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and a number of led to a formal position for capital markets as far as digital assets, securities, and cryptocurrencies are concerned. So by being able to establish framework and then a set of rules and regulation, it will give more confidence to investors, both institutional and individual, from high net worth to those who are just interested in fractional investments. The confidence needed to really enable crypto and blockchain assets to become the norm in our marketplace. So COVID obviously has slowed a lot of these activities down, and we're now glad that we're, at least for us, affected as Europe and America. So hopefully it will give us some advantage to enable us move ahead more rapidly in terms of development, and hopefully it won't be too much of a setback. Although we do have our challenges with our economy, poor infrastructure, poor access to credit for many people, from micro entrepreneurs to big and large businesses to government, state governments, local governments that need the key sort of investment that are critical, they're going to be critical for infrastructure development.
Justin, thank you very much. We have seen one of the challenges we are having in the ecosystem. So I believe that education is the key to mass adoption. So are there some things you are doing about education to bring in more people in the ecosystem?
I mean, the first step is this. The first step is this formal position by the government, and then a self-regulated organization, like you have the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So as a community, we would have that rules and regulation. And then the activities such as Nigeria being the largest market for Bitcoin trading would attract more interest. I know personally Chinese investors and traders who source for Bitcoin from our markets, because the beauty of Bitcoin is to enable, because it's so global, you have this arbitrage opportunities from different parts of the world. So Nigeria is quite unique as a source for Bitcoin. So then you have the millennials, the young generation, get them throughout the week or even the month, if if they make us as close to $100 or $200, So definitely there will be a lot of new economic opportunities, but the end goal really is to create this environment of high transparency enabled through blockchain technology, whereby we can begin to excite more foreign direct investments, whereby we can easily raise funding for our infrastructure, roads, bridges, railway, housing, and once we have that and power, and then our sectors, not just oil and gas now, then our foreign exchange revenue can begin to grow up, and then we can move from a developing to a developed country, hopefully, and in our lifetime, and begin to see the standard of living of most of our people increased. So it's an opportunity really for us to take advantage of what's really the technology is capable of achieving, what we can achieve with the technology, and begin to fine-tune our government policies and ensure that the way we run our government and businesses is in tune with this new reality of a really, really, really digital global village.
Interesting and nice to hear that. Finally, before we go to the continue CoinNewsExtra interview session, so we organized a CBDC conference with its focus on Africa. That was in collaboration with Global Policy House, which you happen to be one of them. So what can you say about the program, and what do you think should be done to promote CBDC?
things that needs to be done is to create a long-lasting set of activities or engagement between the participants and the attendees. So I appreciate, for instance, many of in Kenya, in South Africa, in Ghana, and so on. So it's good for us to have some continuity, to continue to engage, to interact. I was an advocate for us to exchange, our contact details, and it will be good for us to see what sort of collaborations we can engage with. Based on what we've learned in our own different markets. So what has worked in South Africa? Could we replicate that in Nigeria? What can we learn from Kenya in terms of their progress? For instance, how can we translate that into a universal position across Africa? The framework for digital assets and cryptocurrencies, and begin to have this enabling, channels of communications and engagement that could really lead to better foster trade within Africa, across African countries.
Listen, thank you very much, Bolaji, for joining us today on CoinNewsExtra.
All right, and sort of bring us all together. And a year from now, we could be seeing a lot of thank yous to CoinNewsExtra, and
thank you very much. I really appreciate you doing that time to join us.
All right, not a problem at all. My pleasure.
Okay, we have a fintech program.
Thanks.
Coming up.